Please like and subscribe.
Hi guys! So, good evening and welcome back to my magical world. It's me, Frostbite Goddess. Today is Thursday, 11:20 in the evening. Today is July 24, 2025. Yeah, so I think we have a productive day so far. I am doing more of decluttering and cleaning. So, we are going to read page 237 of the book Mastery. Ito muna guys kasi I have to upload it. Okay. So, yan. Haligo lang natin. Wait lang. I'm finishing some worksheet. Although, di pa naman talaga siya totally starting. But, you know, just helping out. Helping them. So, with the ancient Greek text as the key, it suddenly seemed possible to decipher the other two versions since the last known hieroglyphs had been written in AD 394. Anyone could read them had long died off, making it a completely dead and untranslatable language and leaving a seemingly unsolvable mystery as to the content of so many of the writings in temples and on papyri. Hindi ko sure pag-pronounce guys, okay? So now, perhaps these secrets could finally be revealed. The stone was carted off to an institution in Cairo, but in 1801, the English defeated the French in Egypt and threw them out. Knowing of the extremely high value of the Rosetta Stone, they hunted it down in Cairo and shipped it off to London, where it remains to this day in the British Museum. Hanapin niyo siya dyan guys. Sana magkita din kami in the near future. As drawings of the stone began to be passed around, intellectuals from all parts of Europe became involved in a competition to be the first to decipher the hieroglyphs and unlock the mystery. As they began to tackle the puzzle, some progress was made. Certain hieroglyphs were outlined in a rectangle known as cartouches. It was determined that these cartouches contained the name of various royal figures. Kapag hindi ako sure basahin, guys, i-google nyo na lang, okay? Kasi, you know, busy ako, guys. May tinatapos pa ako. Basta, kaya nyo na yan. So, one Swedish professor had been able to make out the name of Ptolemy in the demotic and speculated on the sound values the characters might have, but the initial enthusiasm for deciphering hieroglyphs eventually died out, and many worried that they would remain undecipherable. The further anyone got with the puzzle, the more questions that were raised about the kind of writing system represented by the symbols themselves. In 1814, a new figure entered the fray, an Englishman named Dr. Thomas Young, who quickly became the leading candidate to be the first to decipher the Rosetta Stone. Although a medical doctor, he was a man that had been dabbled in all the sciences and was considered something of a genius. He had the blessing of the English establishment and full access to all of the various papyri and relics the English had confiscated, including the stone itself. Furthermore, he was independently wealthy and could be devote all his time to the study. So, di ba, no? Nagagawa talaga ng money. Wealth, hindi siya basta-basta mauubos. So, throwing himself into the work with great enthusiasm, Young began to make some progress. He had a computational approach to the problem. He counted the number of times a particular word, such as God, appeared in the Greek text, then found the word that appeared the same number of times in the demotic, assuming they were the same word. He did everything he could to make the letters in demotic fit the scheme. If the apparent equivalent word of God seemed too long, he would simply deduce that certain letters were meaningless. He assumed that the three texts went in the same order and that he could match words by their location. sometimes he guessed right. Okay na guys, we'll continue it later, okay? So, be patient, and you must listen to what I am about to say.